Coach Anthony DeLeon, LA Times. Over the last two games, the woes, came in the third quarter. This time, they came in the second. Just what went wrong in that period? What are some things that you need to fix? And with that, coming out of those woes in the third, coming out of halftime, this time going into halftime, what were those conversations like going, at the half?
I was really frustrated with the second quarter. We missed some shots that I think they were expecting to make, and then that just affected our defense, and we stopped the game plan. Like, we weren't running, we weren't moving it. We kind of tried to do too much one-on-one. Yeah, it was bad. We got to fix it. We got to put a full 40 minutes together. We haven't done it yet all year. Yeah.
Hey, Coach DJ from Infinity TV. Quick question. How much, this is the beginning of the season. It's extraordinary to play the same team 3 times in this short amount of span. How much of today's performance can you attribute to the fact that the Valkyrie just figured out what you were doing in the first 2 wins?
I don't know. I don't like excuses like that.
Okay.
I thought they beat us tonight, and I thought they played more connected. They played harder. They played with more intensity. I thought in the fourth quarter, we finally played with the urgency it takes to win this league. But I'm a little, we got to figure out how to play that for 40 minutes.
Okay.
So credit to them. They beat us.
Thank you.
Hey there, Coach. Fredo Cervantes with the Sporting Tribune. It showed multiple times on the sideline, just showed plenty of frustration with some of the calls from the refs. And how do you really keep your team together when calls ain't going your way?
Well, we preach next play, and for me as the coach, you have to advocate for your team and your players, but you also have to move on. There was the foul on Dearica there. We had all the momentum. That was a tough one, but we'll go back and look at it. But yeah, you just have to have next play mentality, and I've got to do the same thing.
Coach Michael Matthew, LA Sparks Weekly. First game, you guys see them in the regular season. Kelsey goes off for 37 points. Tonight seemed like they threw a lot more bodies at her, made it tough. What did you guys see out there?
Yeah, that's a good job by them. They obviously made it a point of their scout to not let her go off. They were trapping any ball screen she was a part of. Just trying to get the ball out of her hands. And we missed some other shots that we've been hitting other players, but she's going to face that, and that's not going to be a unique situation that we're in moving forward.
Coach Jackie Ray TV, and Dearica, for you as well. It seemed like this game was extremely physical in a way that we haven't seen from the Valkyrie yet thus far, and that was leading to a lot of frustration. Did you feel that it was the physicality part of the frustration, and if so, how can you overcome that going forward?
We played Phoenix last game. I don't think physicality, that's been the emphasis all season. Everybody's going to come and be physical, and we need to match it. And we talked about setting that tone early on our end. So just got to match it. They're clearly the refs are going to let things go on and, keep their whistles, but we just got to match it.
Frisco Del Rosario, Utah Women's Basketball Independent. Pre-game, you asked me what my thoughts were. I said, duh. What I should have said was, it looks like the Valkyries are closer to getting it all together than the Sparks are, except Wednesday, they looked confused guarding the high screen roll against Washington. And my question to you is, did your staff share that impression watching film? And if so, was there any specific implementation tonight? And I didn't get that feeling.
Yeah, well, anytime we set, KPs are she's going to be setting those a lot, or using those a lot, and they were trapping. And so that's a different look than what they were doing with Washington. With Odyssey Sims, they were doing something different. They were completely sagging off and daring her to shoot. So different personnel, I think, different coverages, different situation.
Go ahead, Mia.
Coach Mia Nunez from Annenberg Media. Um, you've talked a lot about mental toughness. You said it's a process, so don't expect everything right away, but you wanted to emphasize mental toughness. So I just wanted to know what you saw to your team today on that aspect. And then for you, Sarah, Ashlee, on the same wavelength of mental toughness, you're a rookie, so I'm sure you're already going through your own mental battles, but when you have a game like this, what is kind of your thought process and how are you trying to get over that hump?
We showed toughness to come back and play with urgency. We just talked about it as a team, and I know the players get it. We can't wait. We've got to, we did show toughness. We didn't fold. They kept competing. We made it a game. We had all the momentum there, and then, we kind of lost at the free throw line. But why does it take 30 minutes for us to play like that? In terms of, you don't have to play perfect, but you need to play hard and with urgency. I keep using that word. But you saw it. I mean, it was different. It felt different. And as a coach, there's once the ball gets thrown up, you can call plays and you can do, but the players have got to bring the heat, and they know that. And I have utmost confidence that they will. It sucks to learn from a loss, but sometimes that's the way it has to be. But we'll bounce back. The beauty of this league is that had we won tonight, we still have to play Chicago in 36 hours. So win or lose, you got to pick yourself up and regroup and reattack. And that's what we're going to do. And I have the utmost confidence in these players and what they want. And I do think we'll be all right.
Yeah, I mean, I think being a rookie, that's not an excuse to not be aggressive in the first half. I mean, coach came at me in the locker room just about being aggressive and playing my game. And so that's what I tried to do in the second half, but I shouldn't take a coach to get you to be aggressive. And so I know that as a player. But to answer your question, just because I'm a rookie doesn't give me an excuse to do any of that kind of stuff. And then obviously from the mental aspect of it, just next play mentality. I have great vets, I have great coaches who believe in me and trust in me. And like coach said, we play Chicago in 36 hours. So you got to move on to the next and just be ready for the next opponent.
And then just to kind of piggyback on, you guys did make a comeback in that fourth, and Dearica, you were a huge part of that. What was going through your mind just trying to get your team back and, given.
Just doing what I do, consistently just trying to bring energy. Definitely picked up the defensive energy. Got some good hustle plays, some and ones to get us the momentum. But I mean, I want to win, so I'm willing to do whatever. And yeah, just pick myself.
Thank you all. Appreciate you being here.